Greetings YouTube! This is Toy Customizer Wakeangel2K1. I know it's only the first week of September, and 2 weeks away from my birthday, but as far as toy stores are concerned, it is officially the beginning of the holiday season. And toy companies are beginning to send stores some of their new cool stuff so that they can be given away as gifts for Christmas and stuff. Today I am taking a look at a brand new Sonic toy line from Jazzwares, the Mini Morphed series. As you can see, these are basically little statues done in a super deformed style with big heads and little bodies, although in the classic Sonic style that's a little bit hard to tell. And it seems that Jazzwares has finally come onto a supreme formula for getting any new toy line out. Make sure your initial wave has Metal Sonic in it. Seriously, I probably would have looked these over except that they had a Metal Sonic in it. And I hate that that technique worked. Alright, so let's take a quick look at the packaging. All three figures come in identical boxes. From the front, it's a nice little window box that showcases the character. From the side, it's just a picture of Sonic getting ready to run. And on the back is a brief description of what Sonic is like. I'll zoom in on that so that you guys can pause the video and read it if you want. Okay, that's probably long enough. So aside from the name tags on the front of the packaging, there's no difference in the box. See, it says Metal Sonic on the front, and this one says Tails. But aside from that, the boxes are all the same. Alright, let's get them out of the packaging so we can show them off. So here are the figures out of their packaging. The Sonic and Metal Sonic stand pretty okay, but Tails is kind of really hard. I mean, I expected a little bit of top heaviness with the giant heads and relatively small feet, but the tails are especially bad at throwing him off balance. And I think when he was put in the packaging, one of his legs was slightly deformed. You see how one foot is flat and the other is off the ground? I think that's really preventing this guy from standing. I have got him to stand before, but this little platform that I set up on my bed probably just isn't quite level enough for it. So let's do a close-up. Let's do a close-up of each character individually. Let's start with Tails, since I want to get him out of my hand as soon as possible. He's in a similar he's a similar mold to the classic Tails figure. He even has that open, smiling mouth. And when you give him a 360, he has the things on his cuffs, on his socks and gloves, like Tails always had. Both tails coming out the side like that. You know, it's a very cute little figure. The paint job is pretty good too. On Sonic, I expected him to be really top heavy and not want to stand, but if you see, he's actually been molded slightly leaning forward to compensate for the weight of his spines. That's a pretty good bit of foresight on the part of Jazzwares. He's sculpted in this nice little thumbs up pose, so it's pretty iconic. He has his big old smile. And I'd actually say he has the proportions of the modern Sonic Nendroid, except that he's a classic Sonic, so it's even more SD. It's very cute. It's a very nice little design. I like it. If you're into pop vinyls or other kinds of kitschy display merchandise like this, then this is probably right up your alley. And of course, the one that convinced me to buy these three figures, Metal Sonic. Despite a slight twisting of his leg in the packaging, he stands very solidly, probably because he's much less top heavy than regular Sonic is because his spine pattern is different. But he is also sculpted with a slight forward lean to compensate for the huge head. The paint job is also pretty good. They got the inside of the engine. They got the jet intake in his belly. Although, unlike with the modern Metal Sonic figure, they didn't use silver for his regular metallic parts. They used gray, same as the classic Metal Sonic figure. So, yeah, that's a shame. I would have liked it if they used silver paint instead of just regular gray. But aside from that, he looks pretty cool. If you're wondering why I'm leaning the figures back like this, it's not because they suffer from the Juvies problem of having faces on their chins. It's because my camera is angled slightly down, so I'm actually showing you what it looks like from the front a little bit better this way. Okay, so let's compare these mini Morphed figures to their classic action figure counterparts. And as you can see, the mini Morphs are about the same height as the classic figures. Maybe their eye level is a little bit lower, but if you measure from the tops of their heads, they're all pretty much the same height. Maybe just the tiniest fraction shorter. As you can see though, if they had put Tails' tails behind him instead of off to the side, it might have been easier to make him stand. But yeah, they aren't really any smaller, so it's not like they're going to take less space than your classic figures. But if you like this super deformed style, then they might just be the thing for you. They don't have any articulation, but they are a little bit cheaper. In my stores, a classic Sonic figure would cost about $11 or $12, while these guys only cost $8. I mean, that might not be enough of a reduction in price for you. But like I said, if you're a fan of these classic characters and you like super deformed display pieces, then these things would totally be up your alley. Oh, and also, remember, this isn't what the stock classic Metal Sonic figure looks like. The classic Metal Sonic figure uses the same gray paint as the mini Morph model, and he does not have the black circle painted in his jet intake. Those are corrections that I made. Also, the nose is not black. Wait, I think it is black. I left it that way. Yeah. Okay. So that is the Sonic the Hedgehog Mini Morph series. I don't know if Jazzwares will be making any more of these, and I have no idea when or if the new Sonic figures will be coming out. Like, I'm pretty sure that poised for this holiday season, we're going to be getting a Gawain figure, a Superposer of Silver, a 3-inch Rouge, roleplay toys, you know, all that kinds of stuff. So far, none of them have hit toy shelves. Although I did find the All-Stars Racer vehicles, Shadow and Sonic's Planes, on sale at toywiz.com. I'm still going to wait for a store release if I can, but toywiz.com has them, at least some of them. So yeah, anyone looking for new Sonic toys, they are coming out with new lines, so Jazzwares is still doing fresh new stuff with the license. And maybe you might want to try checking a few of these out. They're good for display outside or inside the box, because the box is just really good for that. With the big old window display. And I'm starting to ramble, so this is Toy Customizer Wakeangel2K1 signing off.